What is going on, everybody? This is Slick from Breaking the Clutch here with a new build order video. I know I complained in the last video, but Johnson did drop at midnight 30 this morning after I just finished my 10th place match for 3v3s. Got Onyx 1700, pretty stoked. For this Johnson build, this is going to be very particular against UNSC only. You don't want to run this against Banished because Chopper's a little bit too strong. You could probably still run this against Shipmaster, but you really want to be careful. Now, this build is called the Marine Grenade Bunker build, also just known as the Marine Bunker build. Now, this one is very aggressive and it pays very well if you do it properly. Now, you start with a supply pad, then you build a Marine, start going out and grabbing supply crates. It's very important that you get 2 supply crate spots and 1 power crate spot in the first minute 30 in the game. So as you can see, I go second supply pad, and then what I'm going to do is set my rally point for my third Marine to go to a mini base. You go supply pad, mini base. Now this build is very supply intensive. The bunkers are 400 supply, and actually they are 3 population as well, which is pretty nice. It's really not that much of an investment in terms of anything else but supply. So as long as you have supply, you're good to go. As you can see here, I'm going supply third, supply pad third, and then I'm going to throw a mini base down right after that completes. Now, everything is not perfect here in terms of eco. If you can manage to get supply crates with all your Marines at once, you're going to be a very good spot. But it's not exactly perfect. Now, as you're going to see there, I do make a 4th Marine at the 50-second mark. And I'm going to start bringing all my Marines towards this power node, getting remote sensors so I get a little more vision. You can go restoration drones, that's okay. As you can see, I'm going to run generator 4th, and I'm going to throw a supply pad up on my mini base the second that it does come up, and a barracks down 5th position on my main base. As you can see here, starting to collect all my Marines in the middle, right in front of the power node. I'm actually going to get grenade throw right now. You can get grenade throw right away. It's just your preference. If you want to save the power for a certain moment, throw not the harvester supply pad down on my mini base, and of course I'm going to throw the barracks down 5th position on my base, just as I said. Now what you're going to do is you're actually not going to make any units out of the barracks. You can if you want, but I think it kind of slows down the build. I'm not going to make any units out of my barracks until I have my generator upgraded once. That is very crucial to this, because essentially the way it all lines up is by the time your attack either fails or is held or whatever in that awful scenario, then you can upgrade your base to Tech 1 and start getting Cyclops out as quickly as possible, because the vehicles would be the only thing that really is going to slow you down. As you can see, start moving my 4 Marines out across the map, set my rally points in the middle. I'm going to start grabbing power nodes. It's not crucial that you get, say, to 2 or 3 power nodes before the game, but I absolutely, of course, recommend it. It's something you should most certainly be thinking about, just to get a little bit more map control, and also because remote sensor, which is the first one I got, gives me extra vision on the map. So that's something I'm going to do, is try to grab as many as possible. As you can see here, I'm doing a little bit of micro by Marines, making sure that my one-shot Marines, say they get to the back, and always just constantly doing this. I could do a video on this in the future, so keep your eyes peeled. I know a lot of people ask me to. As you can see, about 2:30, you are going to get the bunker. That's the next thing you're going to upgrade for your leader powers, because that is the whole idea of this build. So as you can see, I was a little late on upgrading my generator. That's okay. Like I said, it's a very supply-intensive build, so that's not really the end of the world. Now, of course, I am playing against a legendary random UNSC AI, just to kind of show you guys this build, because it is so late everybody has hopped off. As you can see, lots of jackrabbits coming out. Luckily, grenades are wonderful for dealing jackrabbits. There I am, just checking to make sure I did buy my bunker, because I'm silly and I forgot. And I am going to lose the Marine grabbing that power node. So I'm just going to kind of control everything. As you can see, with the new update to Marine grenades, where you can just queue every single, or not queue every single one, but just hit Y, tap Y every single time, and 1 nade comes out at once instead of, say, 12 at one-shot unit. It makes fighting rabbits and scouts much easier with Marines. As you can see, micro the 1-shot there to the back. I already have some veterancy in my Marines, so we are in a great spot. As you can see here, our power is going to start soaring. This is where you can have an opportunity to tech into snipers if you see a lot of infantry from your enemy, or you can start upgrading all your supply pads. As you can see here, big engagement here out of the blue guy. Watch how fast nades just kind of deal with this. As long as you constantly nade as many units as possible, this build is going to love you. Watch this. Just every single time one of these rabbits comes up, I'm going to start microing my units around, making sure that no one's dying. Of course, this is just a legendary AI, so they aren't exactly the smartest cookies in the world, if you will, but they are still going to do a solid job of holding me off here for a second. Even with opponents going turrets for defense here, we're going to see in a second as we get up to enemy base what the situation looks like. It's really not the end of the world. You're going to see that in a second exactly why. So I'm just going to focus these one-shot rabbits down, start throwing nades out at the full health rabbits, trying to just get them down one shot. And as you're going to see, we have successfully gotten up to the enemy base. Now, there are only 3 positions you should put your bunker down when you push an enemy base for this rush. You want to put it wherever in range of a turret for your grenades and your Marines. And as soon as you have that opportunity, so that is on the front left side, the back side, and the front right side. It's very tight in the back, so be careful. You want to make sure that you actually only put the bunker, I'd say left and right side's a little bit more comfortable, depending on where the turrets are. You want to throw your bunker down where the turrets are. Now, your enemy is always going to opt to throw turrets down on the opposite side of the base where the barracks is. Or, I'm sorry, not the barracks, where the garrison is, so that's okay. So what you do is you just save your grenades as much as you can, go to that side of the base, and just start nading the absolute hell out of any turrets that come up. Now, another neat and cheeky thing about this build is that, generally speaking, also, by the time you get to, or right after you tech up your base because of this situation, so yeah, I have so much, I'm such a good eco right now. I'm upgrading my main right now, still making, say, just 1 or 2 Marines, and as you're going to see, I've used my barracks here. You don't necessarily have to go barracks, you don't want to. You can honestly probably go a second generator and just do a Marine grenade rush with double generator, get tech 2 as quickly as possible, get some Cyclops, throw them in your garrison, yada yada. But in this particular scenario, what I like to do is just upgrade my main as quickly as I can, tech into whatever necessarily will counter the enemy, and then of course I get a little fancy. Now, like I said, the timing is almost perfect so that your bunker cooldown will actually end almost just in time by the time, say, if you were in a really tough spot and enemies started hoarding a bunch of units and started rushing you again with all your units at their base, well, you could just drop down another bunker if that's the case. If your one bunker drops, that's all right. I really would not recommend this against any banished players. You can see I fumbled it right there, just messed up my little escape there of the garrison. But you definitely don't want to do this against banished players, simply because the choppers and say engineer combination you're going to see a lot will most certainly just be able to rinse the garrison very quickly. But if you're doing this in team play, in 3s and 2s, I think this is honestly going to be one of the better Johnson strats. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this build here. I hope you can use it in 1v1s and kind of have a little bit more success. I think it's going to be competitive with the Cutter Marine Flame Rush and even Consano's Marine Flame Rush. So I think if you start to mess around with it, see what you can do, see if you can improve it a little bit more than what I've done with me, then hey, that's totally fine. Put it down in the comment section below what you've done. That would be absolutely awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. This has been Slick from Breaking the Clutch. We'll be uploading a lot more Johnson stuff, large content, large Johnson stuff here in the next week. Yes, I made that joke. I apologize. You watched this long, your fault. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for more Johnson stuff. Slick from Breaking the Clutch. We'll see you guys next time.